Yo, 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 yo. Pronounce it like the letter, I don't say it at all. It's your boy S, and this is Esz Reacts. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next, we break down everything that you might have missed in Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Super Bowl. We break it down. We watch some of these videos. We react to it. Coming up next, Esz Reacts. And channel my brain to go against the grain. I think I can move while I'm lifting. Drip reinforce the energy towards positive vibes is what I enjoy.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Yeah. So, I stumbled upon a few videos on TikTok about breakdowns of Kendrick Lamar's performances or whatever. So we're gonna run through these. But before we do that, this statement became very interesting to me from no one other than Joey Boosie Badass, my bad. Boosie Badass. So this is what he said right here. He said, just imagining how Drake feels after boosting so many artists' careers with his features. He said, those same mofos ain't got to say positive about this dude. That's weak to me. On God, if I was Drake, nobody could ever get another feature from me. You know, I read it and I was like, he's kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of right. Like, they kind of just like a lot of people that he was dealing with just turned their back on him, And it's sad. It's sad to say, but hey, man, he kind of had it coming. He had this coming a long time. A lot of those people that turned their back on him most likely have reasons behind turning their back on him. It wasn't just something that was premeditated, like they just decided they were just gonna do it one day. Like, it was something that was on their mind because of whatever he was doing behind the scenes, which we ain't gonna get into that because there's a whole lot of stories allegedly. So, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is, You know what I mean? Do as the people as you would want done to you. That's how I always look at it. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good person, be good to others. If you're a bad person, most likely people are going to do the same to you. That's just how it works. That's just how it works, I don't know Drake from a can of paint, but everybody can't be lying. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be lying. And I hear a lot of people say, oh yeah, he's not a thug, he's not gangster, he's this, he's that. Listen, once he decided to dabble in this thing called hip hop, he should have got served the riot act early. Somebody should have sat him down and told him, like, look, these are the rules and regulations, man. You have to abide by them. Otherwise, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to flame you. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious nobody sat him down and gave him those rules and regulations because look what happened. But I understand what Boosie is saying. I definitely do, and I definitely agree. But at the end of the day, like, he kind of brought this on himself. If he had just stayed, like, just imagine if he had stayed quiet, like, after the battle, like, and he didn't say nothing, he just took his L. Like, would we even gotten to this point? Do y'all think we would have got to this point? Comment below. Anyway, that's enough of a rant. Let's get into these videos of the breakdowns or whatever. So, here goes the first one. And y'all tell me exactly what y'all think. We're gonna be stopping here and there, here and there, here and there. So here we go. Okay.
That was shown throughout Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And we are going to start from the beginning with Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was used in the early 19th century as a depiction of America personified. He was a representation of American pride and patriotism, but also propaganda when it came to recruitment and war. When it comes to accuracy, Kendrick Lamar could have easily chosen a white man to play Uncle Sam and to narrate the performance. But
Right.
instead, he chose Samuel L. Jackson, who has also played this role in The Django as an Uncle Tom. And in the movie,
Yo, he did his thing. Samuel L. Jackson did his thing. And like it flew over a lot of people's heads. But when he first came out there dressed like that, I already knew what time it was. I already knew what time it was. He definitely did his thing. He definitely did his thing.
he was in love with his white slave owner. And Uncle Toms within culture, especially black culture, are black men who are not only obedient but also uphold white supremacy. And so we see perfect examples of that through Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, Nelly. And so going back to Samuel L. Jackson here, a black man dressed in all American gear, I think is a clear depiction of they're not like us. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. And
Nope.
then also going to Welcome to the Great American Game is a double entendre because we're obviously watching the Super Bowl, but he's talking about the game that is America and being black in America. And so to start his performance, Kendrick is standing on top of a 1987 Buick, a Grand National GNX, which is also his album name, GNX.
Yo, when he came out there like that, like to a lot of people that don't understand, the West Coast car culture is off the chain. So when he came out there, I was thinking, at first I was thinking low riders and all that type stuff. But then once I did think about it, I said, yo, his album is called GNX. And then I was like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. Then I understood after that. But yeah, man, the West Coast car culture is nothing to play with. Like they love their cars.
And not only that, this is also clear representation of his upbringing in Compton, but also the car culture in Compton as well. He starts his performance off with a freestyle where he talks about no hugs and no handshakes because he's not playing nice, and that you wouldn't get the picture if he sat you for hours at the Louvre. I think that represents the political climate that we're in now, whereas there's no time or no room for niceties right now. Either you get it or you don't. At
Yep.
the end of his freestyle, Kendrick Lamar says, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." Which is a play off of Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" song, which was a critique on the American media, saying that they only focused on propaganda, consumerism, and entertainment. But in order for real change, people had to step out of their homes for liberation, for protest, and for freedom. You had to.
Yeah, yo, I gotta say this. Like, it was so refreshing to like see all this play out within the performance at the Super Bowl. It was so refreshing to see that because we're probably not going to see nothing like this again. Like, we're probably not. Let's be for real here. Like, he probably is going to be the only one to do this. Probably going to be the only one.
Be actively involved in order to fight for justice. So, with Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised, you chose the right time but the wrong guy, is him saying that you chose the perfect person for this performance. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Kendrick then performs Squabble Up, and before he could even finish, Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, no, 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 too loud, too reckless, too ghetto.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. And this is clear conditioning within white supremacy and America, which is that black people should be docile, black people should be quiet, black people should be grateful for scraps. And playing the game goes back to being obedient. Kendrick Lamar then performs Humble, Be Humble, Sit Down, with his dancers dressed as the American flag and a division between the flag that represents a clear division within America.
Yeah, that whole setup when Samuel L. Jackson was telling him to chill, relax, or whatever, that whole setup was like crazy. Cause I'm like, at first I was like, huh? Like, and then when I went back and looked at it again, and then I said, wait a minute, there's something in here that he's saying without saying it out loud. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, exactly what she said. Like, oh, you want us to, you want us to just fall back, relax, be happy that we here, type of thing. Yeah. How many people go through that every single day? Like you can't even speak up for yourself. You can't be who you want to be. You can't be the better version of yourself. Like, look, I got plenty of stories like that. Plenty of stories like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something for another time.
We've barely scratched the surface, and this video is getting long, so follow for part 2.
So
So we're about
so that was the first half of the young lady breaking this down. So we're gonna go into the second half, which would be the last part of it, and then we're gonna talk about it real quick. So let's see where it's at. There we go. I believe that's it. Okay, so this is part 2 right here. So we're gonna look at this real quick, and then afterwards we're gonna talk about it. So this is part 2.
After Humble, Kendrick goes right into DNA. I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. And that means it doesn't matter how much conditioning and how much brainwashing America places amongst black people, greatness and resilience will always be the result. Yeah, there's trauma, but there's always triumph. Right after DNA, Kendrick gets into Euphoria, which is one of his diss tracks towards Drake. And Kendrick did not waste any time with being petty because he's already wearing an A minor necklace. He's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. When he did that, and when I seen that, I was like, oh man. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. That was rough. What Drake need to understand is that there's no rules in battle rap, bruh. Like, I believe that you're a battle rapper at heart in certain things, but you wasn't gonna be able to win a battle with no Kendrick Lamar. You wasn't. Like, Kendrick is too witty. He's super lyrical, and he has all the elements of what a battle rapper is. Like this guy got wittiness. He's funny. He could be comical. He can be surgical. He could do schemes. He got punchlines. He got so many elements that come from the battle rap culture. Man, when I seen that, I was like, oh man, it's over. It's over. It's over.
letting it be known. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Man at the Garden, where he's underneath the streetlight and surrounded by his boys. After Man at the Garden, Samuel L. Jackson comes on to say, I see you brought your homeboys with you, the old culture cheat code. scorekeeper, deduct one life. Black people are highly surveillanced in America. The obsession with Black people and Black culture is unreal. So when he says to deduct one life, that to me means to unalive, get rid of Black cultural leaders such as Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't need to go into detail on this one. You guys can just figure it out for yourself. But yeah, yeah. She's doing an excellent job, by the way. I just gotta say that. She's doing an excellent job breaking this down. She's definitely doing an excellent job. And I hope you guys appreciate this too, because like there's a lot of content creators out there that are not even taking the time out to like really figure this thing out. And there's a lot of content creators out there who are just like, oh, it was boring. Why did he do that? We just want, like, you guys fall under the bracket that she just mentioned not too long ago. You guys want to be the monkey on the wheel. That's what you guys want to be. You know what I'm saying?
And the list can go on and on. After that, Kendrick goes on to perform Peekaboo. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Kendrick then goes on to talk to his Black female dancers where he says, I want to make a move. I want to play their favorite song, but they love to sue. He's definitely talking about that white woman Drake. And also,
Oh. Oh. Ah. Sheesh. Yeah, that was a gut. That was a gut punch. That was a right there. That was one of the Mike Tyson body shots. Bong. Oh. Yeah.
keep note that on the field, you also see an actual game controller, the PlayStation game controller. Kendrick then slows it down by performing his songs with SZA, and Samuel L. Jackson comes out shortly after and says, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants, nice and calm. Don't F this up, and Kendrick goes on to perform Not Like Us. He starts off by saying, 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. After slavery was abolished, 40 acres and a mule was a promise that was made to free slaves from the government, which was 40 acres of land and a mule, so that people had their own governance of their lands and their resources.
Listen. If, like I said before, if y'all not appreciating this right here, then I feel sorry for y'all. I feel very sorry for y'all. Like this whole Super Bowl was educational. How many times have we watched the Super Bowl and we just was like, This whole Super Bowl was educational. It just wasn't about being entertained. It was about learning. Something that a lot of us dodge from. A lot of us dodge picking up a book. A lot of us dodge doing research. A lot of us dodge these things, and Kendrick Lamar just made it fun. He made it fun. This is going to go down in history. This right here. My kid, when he gets older, he going to say, oh, remember about 10 years ago when my favorite rapper Kendrick Lamar did such and such? I'm going to be like, yeah, son. Well, I was right there with you. I seen it. You know what I'm saying? You wanna put these type of memories in people's head. Not ones that are just for shock value. This is more than shock value. This was like what we needed. This was refreshing.
But that promise was never made. Kendrick goes on to say, yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Black people, Black culture are the most influential people on the planet. It
Yep.
doesn't matter where you are in the world. This goes outside and beyond of just America. Black people, Black culture is influential. As he's performing Not Like Us, his dancers lay out like this on the field and underneath the streetlight to represent the outline of Black bodies that have been unalived.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick then continues to troll Drake on one of the largest stages on national television. And I already spoke about this in my very first video, so you could go check that out and the symbols in that. But this is what I'm also living for. All in all, I hope that you learned something from this 2-part series. And also, if there's anything that you notice, leave it in the comments. I want to keep the conversation going. Kendrick is a genius. The symbolism is iconic. And I'm just so, so proud.
Well, that was that in a nutshell. And like I told you before, like it's something that we've needed. It's something that we needed, for a very, very long time. You know, this gonna go down in history books, folks. This is gonna go down in history books. I promise you ain't gonna be nobody to do this. And if there is one person that do this, they're not gonna be able to top this one. This was well thought out. This is well thought out. As soon as he got that Super Bowl call, he got to work right away. This was thought out. This was well thought out. For real. Anyway, that was my reaction to that. It's your boy S, and we'll be back with another one. Esz Reacts. Bow!
Please like, share, subscribe.